All right, we are back, and we've got an executive order, and this one is something that I read and studied so long ago.
It's a long time ago.
This came out on March 31st.
Okay.
But it's insightful, as they all are once we take a deeper look. So this one, go ahead and pull it up, is a proclamation, technically not an executive order, a proclamation on Cesar Chavez. Did I say that right?
That's how I would have said it.
Cesar.
Cesar Chavez.
Cesar Chavez.
Yeah.
So they made a day, Cesar Chavez Day.
2021. Mm-hmm.
Yes. And, oh, by the way, did you know that today is Indigenous Peoples Day?
I did know that. Also Columbus Day.
Yeah, no, it's just Columbus Day.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so back to Cesar Chavez.
Okay.
And so what they say is Cesar Chavez witnessed a booming economy that served those at the top but left millions of hard-working Americans behind. So we have to start off by saying, Chavez was a union organizer.
Correct.
That was his big thing. But he gained this sort of
Cult
fame and almost
status.
a mythical status, and was sort of not deified, but, you know,
pretty much
elevated to a high status by the left because of helping the little people. And now, especially with what's going on with immigration, illegal immigration, the border, again, he's looked at as this sort of saint. Interestingly, he has a history, which we'll get to in a second. But that's what we're talking about here is when we had this booming economy that served those at the top but left millions of Americans behind. Pull up the next one. This quote is, as we work to recover and rebuild an economy that rewards hard work and brings everyone along, including the immigrants and farm workers he championed, as well as the essential workers carrying our nation on their backs today, we have no finer role model than Cesar Chavez.
This didn't age well. Because those essential workers carrying our nation on their backs today are being fired en masse. So I'm just saying that that quote did not age very well.
Well, yeah, exactly. So not only that, but for one thing, the economic crisis we have now is man-made. It's government-made. It's not anything of that nature. But more importantly, what they say throughout this proclamation and imply is that he was a champion of the immigrants. He was not. He was a champion, not of the people that wanted to come into America, but of the farm labor that was already in.
Right, and created the unions.
And so he was all about unions. So he went down. They actually went down, kind of like Greg Abbott wants to be able to patrol the border, kind of like the vigilantes did a few years back to patrol the border.
Right.
He and his guys went down, and they beat back the people that were trying to cross the border.
Because they were infringing on his union groups.
That's right. He didn't want the competition. So this guy that is the saint for immigration did not want immigration. What he wanted was union power. All right, pull up the next little quote we've got here. It says, his legacy as the founder, along with Dolores Huerta of the United Farm Workers of America, reminds us of the central place that organizing and collective bargaining holds in advancing the dignity and well-being of working Americans. It's a reminder that the power of workers coming together to bargain for a better deal is what built the American middle class and made possible the American dream.
I don't know. I take umbrage at that. I don't know that I agree with that statement, because I think what built the American middle class and the American middle dream had a lot to do with opening up and taking away the regulations and letting entrepreneurs just do their thing.
It was capitalism.
It's capitalism.
It was capitalism. And what he's talking about, the organizing with the unions, that did not build the American dream.
Right.
That is a myth. That's all about a small group of people having significant power, coercive power over the rest of America.
Precisely.
Yeah, that's when you I mean, he's an organizer. Barack Obama was an organizer.
Right.
Saul Alinsky was an organizer.
Yep.
What these people are doing is taking advantage of other people that are down and out. They are organizing them, which means they are finding a common enemy, a boogeyman, a bad guy, and suggesting that the only way to free themselves is to take down the bad guy. The only way to take down the bad guy is to put Saul Alinsky, or the Alinskyites, the Barack Obama-ites, the Cesar Chavez-ites into power.
Correct.
Those are the saving grace, and that's the whole purpose. That's what this organizing means. It's nothing more than that. It's taking someone who's disadvantaged and using them like a
Exploiting them.
puppet for your own power.
Precisely.
That's what we see here. All right,
We have another
next quote. He fasted, he marched, he organized for safe and healthy workplaces, a living wage, protections against sickness and disability, time with family, and so much else that we continue to prize and fight for today. Well, here's the thing.
I've heard that before.
Capitalism will do all this for you. If you get government out of the way, you don't need to fast. You don't need to starve yourself.
Right.
You need to just work hard, come up with
Bootstraps.
some good ideas, understand the importance of a voluntary interaction, transaction. That's what brought us up. This whole protections against sickness and disability, these are just words that the left uses. It's all about fear. It's all about fear-mongering. Oh, I'm worried about sickness and disability, and the only people that are going to help me are these people that are organizing.
Dependence, as they say.
So Cesar Chavez was not so much a saint, a quasi-saint of the people. He's a quasi-saint of the leftists, of the union organizer, of the community organizer. He is a saint of taking advantage of a disadvantaged people to his own benefit. And I think that's why he's on a pedestal for the left. That's what they value.
And in the Oval Office on a bust.